We'll see what happens after the Ugas thing. I had 3 belts. My motto, strap season. So
that's on your agenda after Ugas.
Yeah, a lot of people just want me to go out and just say, all type of stuff, this and that. But like I said, the proof is in the pudding of what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm fighting for my 3rd belt. So, hopefully we can get some on the table so we can fight for the 4th belt.
Welcome back to the Dazn Boxing Show. I go by the name of Ak.
And I'm Barack, the Boxing Bully.
So nice of you to join us on this lovely Tuesday. Great show we got lined up for you. We got 2 guests, 2 welterweights. One is coming off a big win. The other is one of the best fighters in the world. Alexis Rocha, Errol Spence. They both will be on the show today. First, let's touch on a couple of light heavyweight showdowns that have been scheduled. One is a mega fight. That's right, Joe Smith-Beterbiev, and also Joshua Buatsi is back in the ring. Let's get into all of that on the opening bell.
The light heavyweight division has a couple of good fights on its hands later this year after Canelo Alvarez versus Demetrius Bivol on May 7th. Well, the first one is Joshua Buatsi versus former title challenger Craig Richards on May 21st live on DAZN. Craig Richards is a crafty guy. He's about 6'4". BoxRec says he's 6'1", but he's a very, very tall guy. He's a tough guy to fight. Joshua Buatsi has proven himself already. Is this just another stepping stone for him or what?
Yes, I mean, I like Craig Richards. Yes, he is, I guess, a Class C fighter, and I think Buatsi is ready for a step up fight.
Wait, hold up. I thought you was calling him classy. You said Class C.
Listen, look, I'm calling a spade a spade. That doesn't mean he isn't good. Most fighters aren't even Class F or D. If I say C, that means you're in the mix. If I say B and A, come on, Barack. That's elite and right under elite, right?
No.
Now,
listen,
Joshua Buatsi.
First of all, a B fighter sounds derogatory already.
No, that's not true.
That's a curse word.
True. Listen. This is not
you're
shots
a B fighter.
This is not shots at anybody. I think Joshua Buatsi is a real talent. I think that he has potential.
Who?
Joshua Buatsi. Joshua Buatsi has real talent.
Okay.
Listen, all right, that's the slang version from the UK. You wouldn't know that because I spent time there, last year. But reality is that I think he has potential to be world champ, no doubt. Now, I like this step up in class. I think that it's a perfect opponent for this particular time. I think after this, I need a title eliminator for Joshua Buatsi because I do see him getting past Craig Richards without question in dramatic fashion. That's my take.
Well, that'd be good because that's a measuring stick because this same Craig Richards fought Bivol. Bivol went all 12 rounds with him, so maybe that'll be a nice impression that he'd make on the fans.
Yeah, no, exactly, and that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a stoppage or a knockout victory somewhere within 10 rounds, and I'm looking forward to that Buatsi fight.
Another showdown in the 175-pound division sees Arthur Beterbiev and Joe Smith Jr. reportedly agreeing to terms for a unification bout on June 18th somewhere in New York. Now this right here is a banger. Two guys who have knockout power, hearts. Joe Smith has a ridiculous heart, but one thing that Arthur Beterbiev does is knock people out. 100% knockout ratio. This is going to be fireworks from the start to the finish.
Listen, first off, kudos and a round of applause to both guys for wanting to make the big fight. A round of applause. You've been doing this all show. I don't know if you want that to be the highlight of the show.
Lazy with your words,
but that's COVID. I told you. Listen, both of these guys right here are willing to make the big fights happen. You know how in boxing the narrative is, oh, why aren't the big fights happening? People, they don't see when the fights are happening. They don't see Canelo fighting Plant. They don't see this fight being made right here. Kudos to Joe Smith and Beterbiev that only want to unify. Both of these guys are big punchers, to your point, Barack. This fight does not go to distance. I don't see how this possibly can go to distance. Now, keep in mind that Arthur Beterbiev has yet to fight a big puncher like Joe Smith. He might not have a 100% knockout ratio the way Arthur Beterbiev does, but he knocks people out as well. He's a big puncher, big left hook. It'll be very interesting to see Beterbiev take one of Joe Smith's big shots.
Wow. Well, I look at it like this. I believe in 2022 we're going to have undisputed heavyweight, undisputed junior middleweight, undisputed light heavyweight, and we already have Canelo as the undisputed super middleweight. That is proof of the best fighting the best. And we might even flirt with an undisputed welterweight. So come on, this is ridiculous. I also want to give a shout out to Demetrius Andrade for taking this fight in a 168-pound division. I always say, if you're gonna talk about any fighter that's moving up, you better move up too. He's doing that. He's a 154-pounder that got a strap in that division, got a strap in a 160-pound division, and he's going for the WBO interim in a 168-pound division against Zach Parker. Now, Queensbury won that bid. Queensbury Promotions won that bid. You know, I think 1.8 million. So they're going to have all the advantages in the world because they need it. They're fighting Demetrius Andrade.
Big shout to Demetrius for making a statement by moving up. He's going to be in enemy territory. But his talent, I think, will prevail in that fight, but I'm glad it's made, and he's staying busy.
Hey, keep it locked on our friends at Dazn News because they got you covered with this story and all stories boxing. And up next, we got this welterweight who came off an incredible win over Blair Cobbs. That's Alexis Rocha.
Thank you, man. Thank you guys for having me.
Listen, welcome to the show. Look, congratulations on a big win. First thing I want to do, great performance. I want to jump right into the fight. And the fact that you mentioned afterwards that you could have got him out a little earlier. You know, fighters always say, hey, I don't get paid for overtime. If I can get him out of there early, I will. So why didn't you, if that was the case?
Yeah, it was just more my fault. I should have led up with more combinations. I was touching him with the jab to the body, to the head. I should have followed up on it and doubled up on the jab. You know, my left hand was making a lot of success in it, but I wasn't really following up after a lot of punches. And I felt once I started following up with those punches, I started landing more. And I believe the fifth round that hurt him, that was one of the rounds I let my hands go. Yeah, I let my hands go a little bit more that round. So I should have followed up even more. I should have done that the next couple rounds, or even, you know, followed up before then that third, fourth round.
Yeah, he was definitely hurt in that fifth round. But you know what? The way I looked at the fight and the way I scored it, you had control over the fight since the first round. Were you surprised? Were you surprised that it was, I'm not going to call that easy, but were you surprised that you was taking over from the beginning?
I mean, yeah, like I said, no fight's never easy. You know, you got to go in there with the game plan. And I feel like his game plan wasn't going to be trading with me. So I knew I was going to be following the round. I knew I was going to have to cut the ring off, you know, show my dominance in the ring.
Did he surprise you with anything in there? Was there anything that maybe was awkward or not customary, like things that you normally don't see in a fight because of his inexperience?
No, not really. He was just herky-jerky. He was very awkward. And that was just that's what I amped up the fight to be, you know. I knew he was going to be awkward like that. So I should have just, you know, like I said, followed up more punches to get him out there sooner.
All right, so you know a lot of people are going at him online because you know he talked a lot of smack, but not just about you. He talked about Ugas, he talked about Crawford, he talked about Spence. You know, all in a negative way. Did you want to add to that too, or you were like, "And I beat him, that's enough"?
No, yeah, man. Nothing's personal ever between me and the fighter. You know, I know there was a lot of trash talking in the press conference. You know, that excites the fans. That's what the fans want to see. You know, it gives you that controversy. People want to see excitement. We're in the entertainment business, so people want to see that. But he wasn't saying anything personal, like attacking my family. Because if he would have done that, I would have, you know, kind of almost held a grudge. You know. Right. Yeah. But no, all business. You know, much love for the guy. You know, I got the victory, and I have nothing bad to say about him.
What did he say to you after the fight? Because we noticed he obviously went over there, good sportsmanship, dapped you up. But what did he say to you?
I forgot what he said. He just said, you know, good fight, you have a good team, and wish you the best, I believe. Yeah.
Okay. Now, you know, when the fight got moved to the main event, did your mindset change at all? Like, wait a minute, now we're highlighting. All eyes going to be on me. I need to score a big knockout. I need to shine.
No, man. No, so I believe the Tuesday when, you know, Virgil pulled out, I went to the gym. I got to the gym and everyone looked at me like, "Hey, like, did you hear? And I was like, "What's up?" I'm logged off social media. What's up? So I have no touch what's going on in the boxing world or anything. I take off my Instagram, almost turn off my phone completely.
You didn't take your DAZN app off, right? You still watching the DAZN boxing show?
Yeah, the zone was still on.
All right, I'm messing with you.
That's
right.
mad though.
So what happened? So you found out in the gym?
Yeah, I found out in the gym, and then they said, "Hey, Virgil pulled out. We don't know what's gonna happen yet." And in my mind, I'm like, I'm still gonna fight. This fight was a good fight to be a main event fight. And I take nothing away from Virgil or McKenton. They were the main event at the time, but I feel like our fight, with two Golden Boy, prospects, if you want to call us at the time, we're gonna head on. I felt that we should be elevated to the main event, and that's all I strictly focused on, was just Blair and then fighting Saturday night.
My brother, they came to see Virgil Ortiz knock somebody out, and you gave them that. You deserve anything good you're getting now. You deserve it. Now you said no doubt, brother. You said Golden Boy prospects, right? You both are prospects now. He makes more noise than you. He's flamboyant, purposely outside of the ring. But when they did the bill, they said it's Alexis Rocha versus Blair Cobbs. Did you feel like Golden Boy was behind you more, or at least valued you like you should be valued?
No, I mean, they valued me because my record speaks for itself. Yeah, I do have a loss, but it was against a top dog. He's ranked very high. We have the same opponents, me and Blair Cobbs. I've been with the stable even longer. I fought better opposition, I believe. And my winning percentage heading into it was a lot more than Blair's. My opponent's losing percentage was a lot less than Blair's as well. So statistically wise, I should have been the A side.
Now, as far as moving forward, obviously you showed and proved that he didn't belong in a ring with you. Is Rashidi Ellis get back important to you, or are you looking past that loss and wanting to fight title eliminators, title shots down the line? What's on your agenda now?
I mean, yeah, I would love to fight Rashidi, but let's wait for that later in the future. He's doing his thing. He hasn't fought. But, I'm doing my thing. I want to fight for a little eliminators, world title eliminators. I want to be contending in the title contention route. And I want to go my own route, I don't want to be just holding back. Like, I want to take that loss, which I do. I want to revenge that loss. I want to avenge the loss, but within time, there's always a time and a place for it.
We talked to Eddie Hearn yesterday, and we mentioned and just threw the idea out of a Conor Ben fight against Alexis Rocha. How's that fight sound to you?
Yeah, I would love to that fight. I would love to go to the UK. He has a big name out there, so I would love to go out there in the UK and fight Conor Ben. He's a spectacular fighter. My respects to Conor Ben. Like I said, I respect every fighter that steps in that ring. He's a good all-around fighter, and that's another fight that would be a title contention fight, an eliminator of some sort. And, the winner does get a potential world championship after.
All right, well, Blair Cobbs was always talking about the top guys in the division, saying that, he's ready for them now. Do you feel like that? You're ready for the top guys right now? Or you'll say, you know what, I'll go the route my promotional company is taking me, and then I'll be ready when I'm ready?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still developing, man. I feel like I'm going a right route right now. I'm taking the necessary risky fights that I should be taking right now. And, I'm still developing as a fighter. I feel like I've developed so much since my loss. And, I'm going a good route right now. But I don't want to hold myself back fighting guys that have no names. I do want to be challenged along with former world champions and all that. So, but I leave my promotional Golden Boy promotions, do that.
Okay.
I believe that you will get those fights. I mean, because you're letting your boxing do the talking, and that's what fans really appreciate, man. So listen, thanks for taking the time. Go and ice that eye, enjoy this win, and get back in the gym in a few weeks, man. Take it easy,
man,
Alexis.
I appreciate you so much for having me on the show, man. Thanks.
No doubt, man. Anytime, champ. Okay, fight fans, we have a special guest on the line. Friend to the room. It's been 5 years since we chopped it up with the champ. In 2017 was the last time.
Hold on. How we friends then? How you say we friends?
We're long distance friends. Long distance. One of our favorite fighters in the entire world, Errol Spence Jr.
What's up, brother?
Welcome to the show. Listen, a lot has happened since we last chopped it up. First, I want to, watching you on Instagram with your little girls, like you being a father, it's great to see you. You know, outside of being this killer in a ring, you're such a gentle man with your family and your girls. They're beautiful. It's nice to watch. How is being a father? How's that life outside of the ring?
Oh, I mean, it's life changing. I mean, you got to think about someone else, not just think about yourself every time you wake up.
Yes, sir.
Just having, you know, in the back of my mind, and you know, just taking care of them and making sure they got everything that they need, not just want, but what they need, and you know, having tutoring classes, and you know, picking them up from school, and you know, still doing the day-on-day stuff that you do with your kids. You know, even when you're in training camp, you know, I give them dudes all the praise. I can imagine being away, you know, 9-10 weeks. And, you know, not being able to see my kids and stuff like that, 9 to 10 weeks, you know, I know that's super hard. It's something that, you know, I still not able to do. So, you know, I like being around my kids. I feel like they're my motivation and they keep me going. So why not have them in my training camp?
But you've been a household name, especially in Texas. So how hard is it to do those small little things with your girls, like take them to school, pick them up, go to the mall, when the fans are going to see Errol out there? Is it difficult now? Sometimes do you hesitate to do that?
Sometimes it gets a little bit difficult, but I mean, like, you know, I just tell some people, I'll be like, you know, I'm with my kids, or I take my kids to the bounce house or something. I'll be like, you know, I'm with my kids right now. And, you know, a lot of people, they understand.
Yeah.
You know, you're a phenomenal talent, man, because, you know, a lot of people go away during training camps and stuff like that. Do you think that if you were to solidify a fight, I don't want to look past Ugas, because Ugas is a very, very good fighter, but let's just say you got that strap, you got 3 straps now, you're about to fight Terrence Crawford, would you go away from your family, or would you keep it the same?
I don't know, it depends, because even with the Pacquiao fight, I got an Airbnb. Yeah, like 25 minutes away from my house.
Right.
But
oh, that's a fake camp right there. He's like, I'm just gonna go down the block. I'm gonna go down the block.
I got the Airbnb, and then my kids and my girl was coming over and spending the night. So I was like, man, I basically just wasted money getting an Airbnb and training camp, bringing the chef over, everything. And then my family migrated over there to where I was at.
You said, I might as well stay home. I should have just stayed home.
Yeah.
Listen, I mean, you know, because some people feel like, oh, it's a distraction. You got to get into this mental zone. But I say also, if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? You fought tons of championship fights being home. Barack mentioned Terrence Crawford. So, you know, we got to address that elephant. You know, we're not going to harp on it too much. But when Terrence announced after his last fight that he was done with Top Rank and he was moving on to be a free agent, or moving on from Top Rank, were you hopeful then? Did you say to yourself, okay, it's going to be a lot easier to make this fight happen now? Was that your first thought?
Yeah, because I mean, it wasn't my first thought. You know, I was just talking to my manager, because I mean, the people that he deal with now, that Al had past dealings with him and things like that. So, you know, I think it's a lot easier to be made. So, I mean, like I said, we'll see what happens after the Ugas thing. You know, I had 3 belts. You know, my motto, strap season. So
that's on your agenda after Ugas.
Yeah, a lot of people just want me to go out and just say, you know, all type of stuff, this and that. But like I said, the proof is in the pudding of what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm fighting for my 3rd belt. So, you know, hopefully we can get some on the table so we can fight for the 4th belt.
All right, yo, that would sound good. You know the whole world is waiting for that, man. Listen, even when I ask him, I say, hey, you think your legacy be complete if you don't have Errol Spence? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, you're lying. You both need each other. I don't care what neither one of y'all say. You both need each other because you're both great, and we need to see that fight. But listen, I want to talk about Blair Cobbs. You know, he was talking about you. He was talking about Ugas, talking about Bud, and you came at him hard. I can't even believe you knew the 5 Heartbeats. That's one of my favorite movies. You called him Red, you know. Tell me what you was thinking when you was watching his fight with Rocha.
Really, I really made him kind of more famous than he was.
Oh wow!
Because everybody started talking about him, like, who's Blair Cobbs and this and that, looking him up and things like that. But you know, I feel like he just need to pay more attention to He had a fight that week. Like, pay attention to your fight. Like, you shouldn't be speaking on other fighters doing this, doing that. Like, even when I fight, even though I know I'm gonna beat this person, I'm not gonna speak on other fighters. But like, I gotta get past him first. And then, I worry about him. I'm not gonna be talking about 5, 6, 7 other fighters and this and that. Like, he was being, cocky and, just saying out the wild stuff, crazy stuff, and look what happened to him, because he went past everybody else. And you looking past somebody that, you're not even a contender. Like, you still a prospect.
Well, you call him a 33-year-old prospect, in your words.
He's a 33-year-old prospect. So, you know what I'm saying? Then he gets stopped by that guy. Now he's been quiet on social media. So
yeah, he ain't gonna have much to say. But I want to talk about another guy who is talented in the welterweight division and kind of reminds me of a young Errol Spence in a sense where he was a guy it seemed like people were avoiding. I'm talking about Boots Ennis, right? How do you feel about people already saying that he's the best in the welterweight division and that he'll beat you and beat Terrence even though he hasn't been tested yet? But it reminds me of a young Errol. Nobody wanted to fight you and people already saying Errol would beat all of those guys. So how do you feel about Boots Ennis and what people are saying?
Personally, I like Boots. I feel like, so he can go. I feel like he got the grit mentality and, he got his dad in his corner, you know what I'm saying? So, I like that combination. I feel like, he's full focus ahead. I think he really going to be a threat in the welterweight division.
But are people jumping the gun too soon saying that he'll beat Errol and Terrence?
He passed the eye test, but you got to get in there with those killers, man.
Well, Terrence Crawford said that he's too smart for Ennis. What do you think you have over Jaron Ennis?
Like I said, I can do it all. You know what I'm saying? With the box, bang, counter punch, whatever it is, I can do everything. I feel like I'm getting much better too, because I feel like a lot of people haven't seen the stuff that I display in the gym because, the reason with, my weight issues or not making weight the right way and things like that. But I feel like with the nutritionist I got now and the program I got now, I feel like I'm gonna be 100, probably 80% better than I am now.
Well, I'm glad you brought up the weight issue because I wanted to bring that up. You've been at welterweight for many years, and standing next to you, you're a big welterweight. I don't understand how you're still making 147. Has it crossed your mind like, all right, I'm done at this weight, I need to go up to 154? Are you flirting with that idea?
Man, I've been done with this weight.
When are you gonna say the hell with 147?
I've been done with this weight, but it's a lot of unfinished business at 147. So, once I do what I said I was gonna do, like I said, my motto is strap season. Once I get these belts, get the rest of the belts.
Yeah.
I'm moving up. So I'm moving up regardless. I got probably 2 more fights at 147. I'm moving up. So hopefully it's the fight that I want.
Will it still be strap season at 154 pounds? Because it might be the only straps out there might belong to Jermell Charlo. Your brother, your stablemate. How's it strap season then? Would you guys ever fight each other?
I think so if it makes sense money-wise.
Right. I was saying the same thing before we started the show. I said money talks. They might be friends, but at the end of the day, this is a business.
That sounds pretty tough. What is Derrick James going to do? Your corner the first round, then the second round he going to go over there? No, I guess he's just going to have to work your corner. And I don't know how that's going to sit with Jermell Charlo. That's tough.
I don't know, man. We brothers, so brothers supposed to break bread, right? So
yeah. Now that makes sense, but I guess you got to cross that bridge when you get there, right? Let's not rush that. Right now, you got Ugas in front of you. So, I want to know, what does Ugas do well in your opinion? Even though I know you feel like you do everything better than him, what does he do well?
I feel like Ugas, he's solid. He's a solid fighter. He come from the school of Cuban boxing, so they teach you, sound fundamentals. I think he step back. He has a good step back. He throws body shots well. Has a good jab. I feel like all around he's fundamentally sound. He made a few mistakes, but he's fundamentally sound. I like him.
Okay, so check it out. Let's say you get to, let's say you do get all the belts at 147, you go up to 154, Jamel got it, but the money don't make sense. You're like, this is my brother, I'm not fighting him for that. Would you move up to 160?
If the money made sense at 160, yeah.
Well, if it don't make sense at 154, you got to do something.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, we'll see when we cross that bridge, but like I said, you know, it's a discussion, you know, me and Jamel have, Jamel and Derek, or me and Jamel have, and you know, if we decide to fight each other, you know, so we'll fight each other, I think it'd be a huge, you know, mega fight in Texas. But you know,
I know y'all had to have talked about it already. Give us something that they're gonna talk about, Errol. This is the first time on the show since you've known us. First time you actually on our show. Give us something. Have you and Jamel ever talked about fighting each other on the low, just one-on-one?
Nah, we never really talked about it. Nah.
Okay.
But you know, I won't fight him for any small change. I mean, that's my guy at the end of the day.
Right.
So you know, we gotta make sense for both of us.
Speaking of making sense, at one point, you know, people wanted to see you against Canelo Alvarez. At this time, he was still fighting at 160. People were saying that Errol's a big welterweight, and you even talked about it. It makes sense. Now, he's moved up to 175, down to 168. Do you see down the line, before you hang the gloves up, that there's still a possibility for that fight to happen?
Man, I don't know. I mean, Canelo do whatever he want to
do. Do you think he becomes undisputed at light heavyweight if he has to fight? Obviously, he's fighting Bivol. If he gets past Bivol, do you think he beats Artur Beterbiev? Should he beat Joe Smith? Do you think he becomes undisputed in that weight class?
I mean, he can. I think he can. I mean, he has a skill set. I mean, seemed like he got the chin. So, you know, I think he can do it.
You know, we had Jamal Charlo on last week, and he said he's tired of people talking about Canelo's ducking him because he went up to a higher weight class, which is a harder fight at 175 pounds. Do you feel the same way?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like, you know, Canelo right now, he's doing whatever he want to do. You know, I mean, and he's chasing history. I mean, just moving on like that and fighting, you know, the champion at that weight class. You know, that's, you know, what he's doing is unheard of, just skipping weight classes, going up and down, fighting people. I mean, much respect them, he doing whatever he want to do. So, say he ducking anybody. I don't feel like he ducking anybody.
Okay.
You know, you've accomplished a lot in the sport already, and financially, you've made tons of money. You've been through a lot, from the accident, eye injuries. What keeps pushing you to step in that square circle and keep chasing greatness? Like, you know, fighters fight for prizes and legacy. You've accomplished a lot. What keeps pushing you?
Always accomplish more and make more money.
More money. Too much money ain't enough money, huh?
Yeah, like, you know, I got enough money for myself, but you know,
wow.
But you know, it's other people, like, you know, my family, and you know,
generational wealth.
Yeah, generational wealth and stuff like that. Yeah. So, you know, it's cool for myself right now, but you know, it's not. At some point, you know, it goes past.
You got to worry about your grandkids and moving forward now.
My kids, things like that.
What is
Speaking of your kids?
Oh.
Little man.
Look, this is third.
Wow. Finally got that boy, man. God bless you.
Yeah, what is Errol Spence gonna be doing when he retires?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be a house dad, taking my kids to school, taking them to all the little sports stuff they be doing and all the extracurricular activities and, you know, stuff like that.
Do you think you'll detach?
My kids are like 5, 6, and 1 years old, so
they're still young.
I think by the time I retire, they'll be getting into everything.
But so do you see yourself detached completely from the sport of boxing? Like, you never see yourself training, helping fighters, promoting, or anything like that? Do you want to be done with it completely?
Nah, I got Frank Martin.
Oh yeah, right. Exceptional talent, great talent.
Yeah, the Ghost. You know, he signed to me, and you know, I don't want a whole bunch of fighters. Like, I probably want like 2 or 3 fighters. You know, fighters I feel like, you know, they're paying.
Yeah.
They got all type of problems, mental problems, everything. So yeah, I probably had like two or three fighters that I work with, but no, boxing, man. Boxing is a cruel, rough sport, man. You know, especially with the the business side of it, the fan side of it, everything. So
Yeah.
I just feel like I probably have 3 fighters and just work with them, and not really just deal with boxing like that.
Right. Speaking of that cruel fan side, I want to know what made you feel more angry. Was it the man boobs they gave you? Remember that time? or is it them talking about, oh, I don't know if he's gonna be the same with the eye injury, like they were in there in the doctor room with you?
Yeah.
What makes you more angry? Which one?
It really didn't make me angry. It's just more motivation more than anything. Especially like, after my car accident, like you see people on Twitter, like I was just screenshotting everything. Like people saying he gonna be a shell of himself, or he won't be the same, or he crazy fighting Danny right off his car accident, or the eye injury gonna make him more timid, or he's not gonna be able to, he gonna be not gonna be able to throw his shots like that. Like just certain things, just motivate me more than anything. You got it can do two things. Either it can motivate you, or it's gonna deter you and discourage you. So
listen, we got a big female fight coming up on the 30th. Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor. They're both making big money. Boxing is thriving for women. You got 2 little girls. If your little girl comes to the gym one day and say, Dad, I want to fight, are you gonna wrap her hands, or are you gonna say, no, you ain't getting into this sport?
I let her train. Like even with my son, I let him train, but I feel like I'm paying the dudes right now for them to become a brain surgeon or doctor or something else. I don't want to see them get hit in the head and stuff like that. So
right.
Right. I mean,
not my little girls either, but I mean, like these girls are tough. Like Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor is gonna be a dope fight.
Who wins that fight?
I'm going with I feel like that's a tough one. I mean, I'm gonna go with the American because off top, just cause
Amanda Serrano.
Yeah, but I feel like Katie, she can fight. I'm gonna go with Amanda Serrano with that one, but Katie definitely ain't gonna be no pushover. But I feel like Amanda Serrano to pay the dues. I feel like she gonna do a thing when they fight.
All right. Let me get one last prediction, man. Anthony Joshua looks like he might get the rematch. Well, most likely he's gonna get the rematch next against Alexander Usyk. We all saw what happened in September last year. Does AJ have a shot to avenge that loss against Usyk?
I mean, he can, but I mean, I feel like last fight, I don't know, he gassed out.
Yeah.
He gassed out a lot, but I mean, we'll see, man. If he's totally focused and got the hunger back, because it didn't look like he had the hunger back in the last fight with him.
Yeah, he made a lot of money, man. He's made tons of money, so maybe that's what it was.
That's what Marvin Hagler said. He said, "Man, it's hard getting up, man, on silk sheet."
So why are you still doing it? How's it not hard for you?
That's because he live on a ranch. He's still milking cows and all of that.
Yeah, man. Hey, I ain't made Anthony Joshua money. Anthony Joshua made $70 million.
No doubt. Well, listen, Errol, man, it's a pleasure talking to you, man. It's been a while. Looking forward to this fight. Barack and I will actually be out there in Texas, man, coming to check you out and support you for this fight. So looking forward to it, man. Good luck, and I'll see you out there in Texas. Reportedly, Vasily Lomachenko has passed on a potential title bout with the Emperor to remain in the Ukraine during the war, and Kambosos Jr. and his team have now seemingly revisited a potential unification bout with Devin Haney and offered the Dream a brand new deal. Whew. Barack, are we going to get Haney Kambosos Jr. in Australia this year?
We just might. First, I want to commend Lomachenko, Usyk, whoever. There's a lot of actually Ukraine fighters out there. I've been mentioning them on my Instagram recently, and I want to commend those guys for showing bravery and patriotism, staying in the line of fire, for their country and their countrymen. And To answer your question, yeah, it looks that way. We just might. And you know what? I know life goes on over here. We're untouched at the moment. So, we're worried about boxing, and I'm sorry, because they're more important. And I love what they're doing, representing their country and saying, who cares about boxing? That's not important. But I've always wanted, I've sounded like a broken record. I've always wanted an undisputed champion in the lightweight division where you can really not dispute. As long as another fighter has a belt, then there's room for dispute. So I like this. I think no matter what, that should have been the case. And let's go from here. Hopefully Haney accepts this offer and we move on.
I'm excited, and I hope it happens, and I hope we're in Australia front center to watch that showdown. That's our show for today. Hope you guys enjoy. Peace and love. Stay safe.